Dear students, Namaste. I'd like to welcome you to the virtual class of grade 9. We are studying Unit 8 and today we are going to deal with speaking. Dear students, please turn a book on page number 95. There is a text about Aitabadur and Harka. We'll read the text there and identify some transitional words and phrases. Please look on the screen. Read what Aitabadur said about Harka and locate the transitional words phrases. Harka had a busy morning. First, he cleaned his kitchen. Then he sat down and typed some letters on his computer. After that, he went to town to go to the post office, the market, and the computer shop. Next, he went back home and cooked some lunch. Finally, he sat down to rest. Dear students, we have already read the text. Now, you go through the text once again and just you list the transitional words or phrases from the text. Are you doing the task? Are you following me? Please look on the board. I write the transitional words that you read on the text and see whether the words you listed matched with mine or not. Okay, the first one is, you can see the word first there. Okay, you can see the word first. Okay, similarly, you can see the word then. Did you mark these words? What is the third one? Okay, the third one is after that, or you can say after that. Okay, what is the next word that you listed from the text? Okay, good, it's next. And I'm pretty sure that you have also listed the word finally from the last sentence. Now, see on the board, we do have 5 transitional words or phrases. See, there is first, there is then, there is after that, there is next, and there is finally. Dear students, now you knew that these words are transitional words, but these are not only in the list. There are many other words that are used in English as transitional words. Now, can you tell me what are transitional words? What are they used for? Just you think for a while. Okay, you might have brought some opinion in your mind about the transitional words and their uses. Please see on the screen, we are going to see the use of transitional words and phrases. See there, please. Look at there. Transitional words and phrases help make a piece of writing flow better. That means when we use transitional words, as we discussed earlier, like first, then, after that, next, or finally, if we use such words, these words make a piece of writing flow better. That means the readers feel easy to read and understand your writing. Similarly, see next. They connect one idea to the next. In our previous text also, when we read the text, we could see the connection between different sentences there. The word first, then, next, after that, they all were used in that text to connect the ideas. See the next one. There is more than one way to connect the ideas. We can connect ideas in different way. For example, in our earlier text, you read about Aitabadur and Harka. There, we use the words like first, next, after that. These words are the words related to time or order, or they are used to show the sequence. But not only that, there are different words they are used for connecting different ideas, and we can use them in more than one way. Similarly, you see there, even the transitional phrases or words can be of different types. There are many types of transitional phrases, and they are used to show variety of relationships, not one. For example, earlier we used the transitional words to show the sequence or order, but they can also be used to show the contrast, or to show some addition, or to show some result or effect. For example, you see there, some words show the order, as we already discussed, in which events occur. They show the order of the events. First what happened, then what next took place, after that what happened. In this way, the events are kept in order. Similarly, some others are used to explain a cause and effect relationship. Some other transitional words, they can be used to show the cause and effect relationship. I'll show you on the chart what can be the different types of transitional words and what kind of connection or linkage they show. Okay, dear students, please look at the chart I have presented here. See, this chart shows you the different types of transition words and phrases and for what purpose they are used. See, the first one you can see here. This category of transition verbs are used to show addition. You can see there as well as, and, to, furthermore, also, in addition to, or are. So this means these words or phrases are used to show that some additional information is given there or some information is added there. For example, you can see, look at this sentence, Harka likes climbing mountains. This is one information, and you see also he is an experienced climber. This second sentence gives us additional information about Harka. So also is the transition word used to give additional information here on the chart. You can see next category of transition words or phrases. See here, illustration. That means these types of transition words are used to give examples. For example, you see, such as, in this case, for instance, for example, for one thing, like, as an example. See, these all phrases or words are used to give illustration, to show examples. You can look at the example here. There are many ways to improve our English. For example, we can talk in English with our teacher. So look at this second sentence. For example, we can talk in English with our teacher. This sentence is used to give the example of the ways of improving our English. That means the second sentence is the example how we can improve our English. Look at the third category of transition words or phrases. See, there is cause and effect. You can see the examples here. Therefore, so, because, thus, as a result, consequently, hence. These are all used to show cause of something. For example, why something happened, why someone did something, and what result the action gave. Such things are shown by these transition words or phrases. You can see the example. I was late to school because of the heavy traffic. So see, it gives you the cause. Why you are late? The cause of getting late was the heavy traffic. Okay. Similarly, the transition words are also used to compare. You can see comparison there. As, similarly, in the same way, equally, in like manner, like, to compare. And there are other words also. So these are used to make comparison or to compare one thing with another. For example, the cat is as proud as a king. See here, as, the transition phrase as is used here, and it compares the cat and the king. Similarly, look at the next type of transition words and phrases. Contrast, that means they show the difference. To differentiate, to show differences, we use these transition words or phrases. You can see there, but, however, otherwise, unlike, on the other hand, in spite of, at the same time. They are used to show the differences. For example, in spite of the rain, they enjoyed the trip. See there. Generally, in the rain, it is difficult to enjoy the trip, but they did it. So, contrasting ideas are connected. There was rain and they enjoyed the trip. These two ideas are contrastive. So, to show the contrast, we use these transition words or phrases. Look at the next one. There are some transition words or phrases, they are used to give emphasis. For example, you can see especially, in particular, indeed, of course, certainly, definitely, also. So see how they are used in a sentence. We certainly wouldn't get good marks unless we work hard. See here, the emphasis is that we won't get good marks unless we work hard. So to focus on hard work, it's used here. Similarly, look at next, time and order. We have already discussed about these types of transition words. They are used to show that the things are taking place in a sequence or one after another. First, second, third, like that, or before, after, then, next, soon, finally, later. These are the transition words, they show time and order. You can see how they can be used in the sentences. See there, first, do your homework, then you can play. So these are in order. First, you have to complete your homework, then only you can go out to play. Okay, look at the next type, direction and place. There are some transition words or transition phrases, they show direction or place. For example, here, there, over there, to the left, opposite, in the distance, under. These are the transition words or phrases, they show direction and place. See how these words or phrases are used in the sentences. the book is right over there. So this indicates, over there indicates place. When somebody asks you, where is the book? You can say, it's there or it's over there. So this is used to show the place. So, dear students, now after going through these examples of transition words, and even after reading the sentences in which transition words are used, you might have certainly got the idea for what purposes these transition words or phrases are used. See, they are used to add something or to add the information. They are used to give examples. They are used to show the cause or effect of something. They are also used to compare between the things. They are used to show the contrast. They are used to give emphasis. They are also used to show the time or order or sequence. And they are also used to show direction and place. Not only that, dear students, there are still more transition words or phrases used in English. These words, if we use properly in our spoken language or written language, they create a kind of flow of our speaking or flow of our writing. Now, dear students, please turn a book. We are going to do the next exercise. Please turn a book on page number 96. Okay, dear students, now you have to recall one event in your life. What happened? You recall one event. Then you have to tell that event to your friends using the transition words that we have already discussed. Mainly, our focus will be on time and order or sequence of transitional words. So, as our focus is on the sequence, or as our focus is on the transitional words that show time and order or sequence, let me show you how you should use those transition words or phrases. Till then, you keep on recalling the event that happened earlier, okay? And think of the way you narrate to your friend. Dear students, please look at the chart that is pasted on the board. We are going to talk about the sequence or order transition. That means the words that we use to show sequence or order of the events. Means in which order the events take place. So see, as you are asked to recall the past event, it's like a story. So when we use transition words in the story, we can use in this way. So see, you can see the word first here. It is more highlighted here. So generally, for the beginning events, for the events that take place at the beginning, you can use this. Or instead of first, you can also use once upon a time, or at first, or before, or earlier. Similarly, to add next information or to add next event in the sequence, you can use the term next. You can see it's highlighted here. But instead of next, you can also use the terminologies like later, second, once, afterwards, or like that. Similarly, to add next event or to add next incident that took place, you can use the term then or transition word then. See, it's highlighted here. But instead of this, you can also use after, soon, or the next day, or meanwhile. You can use then. Similarly, still to add next event in the sequence, you can use another transition word that is last. You can see it's highlighted here. Or instead of last, you can also use the transition phrase at the end. Similarly, for the concluding event or final event, you can use the terminology finally, or you can use the transition word finally. But instead of finally also, you can say, in many of the stories you might have read, you might have seen, they lived happily ever after. So in this way, transition words of sequence or order can be used to show the past events or to recall the past events. Dear students, I know that you have already thought of the event or recalled the event that happened in the past. Now I am going to show you one event that happened in my life. I have also recalled one. Let's see on the screen the event that I have recalled. Once, when I was in grade 8, our school held a drawing competition. I was never a good painter, so at first I decided not to take part in the competition. Later, I changed my mind. I took part in the competition. After some time, the result was announced. I was defeated. Meanwhile, I became so sad that I cried a lot. At last, my best teacher came and gave me rupees 20 and told me that one day I would be a good painter. Soon, I bought some colorful pencils and papers with that money. Finally, I became good at drawing. See there, different transition words are used in this text also. See, you can see the words highlighted there. They are in red color. For example, once, at first, later, after some time, meanwhile, at last, soon, finally. See there, as I have already told you, the word once is used instead of the term first as shown in the chart before. So this shows the first event, what happened. See, at first, the first event, I decided not to take part in the competition. See, what next happened? Later I changed my mind, this next one. See, what next happened then? Again, what next happened? Meanwhile is also the transition word you can use to show the connection. Similarly, see, at last, see, soon, it is also the transition to show time. Similarly, finally, it indicates the last event in the order or in the sequence. Dear students, I am very hopeful that now you can tell or narrate the event that you recalled to your friends. Are you going to narrate it? Okay, please narrate this event to your friends. Okay, now dear students, we are going to do the next exercise in a textbook. Okay. You might have heard different stories told by your parents. Haven't you heard? Certainly, you have heard a lot. You might have heard so many bedtime stories. During the bedtime, your parents might have told you different stories. Now, you recall one of the stories that your guardians or your parents or your grandparents told you. Did you recall? Okay. Now, what you do is, you make the notes of major events in that story. That means what happened in the story, what happened first, then what happened next, after that what happened. Make the sequence of events but only note down the major events there. I'll present you a sample how you should note down the major events. Please look on the screen. See there, this is the story, A Lion and a Mouse, that I heard when I was a child. This story was told to me by my parents. See, I have highlighted the major events of the story here. See, a lion was sleeping under a tree. A mouse started to play on the lion. The lion got up with anger and it saw a small mouse. The mouse requested the lion to forgive it. The lion felt pity and left it, and the mouse ran away. On another day, the lion was caught in a net by a hunter. The mouse caught the net and freed it. They became friends and lived happily in the forest. Did you make the list of events in the same way? Okay, if you have made the list of these events, now use the transition words as we discussed already, as we discussed on this chart. Use them and narrate the story that you recalled to your friends. For example, I'll present you a sample here. I'm going to narrate you the story that I recalled. Please listen. Once upon a time, there lived a lion in a forest. One day, after a heavy meal, it was sleeping under a tree. After a while, there came a mouse and it started to play on the lion. Suddenly, the lion got up with anger and looked for those who disturbed its nice sleep. Then it saw a small mouse standing, trembling with fear. The lion jumped on it and started to kill it. The mouse requested the lion to forgive it. The lion felt pity and left it. The mouse ran away. On another day, the lion was caught in a net by a hunter. Later, the mouse came there and caught the net. Thus, it escaped. Thereafter, the mouse and the lion became friends. They lived happily in the forest afterwards. See there, you can see the use of transition words there. Many transition words are used there. You can see there, once upon a time is the beginning. So at the beginning, this transition word is used. Similarly, you can see one day. Similarly, you can see after a while. Similarly, you can see suddenly. This is also a transition word. Similarly, you can see then. Similarly, you can see on another day. Similarly, you can see later. The another word is thus. And finally, you can see the word afterwards. These all words are transition words, and these words help us to develop the flow of speaking or flow of writing. Dear students, now in the same way, you narrate the story that you recalled to your friends. You can tell it to your partner sitting nearby you. Okay, I hope you are narrating or you are telling it to your friend. Now, we are going to do an assignment at home. You'll be doing it at home. So, please note down the assignment. Write a couple of paragraphs describing how you spent your last vacation. Use the transition words, phrases to link the sentences or paragraphs. Dear students, we must know that the transition words are not only used to link the sentences, they are also used to link paragraphs. So, you have to use transition words to link sentences as well as paragraphs while doing this assignment. I am going to tell you how you can begin it. Okay, look on the screen. While writing this assignment, you can begin on this way. You can begin like this. Last year, I had a long month winter vacation. A long month, that means for a month you had vacation. In the month of Mag. Here you can write any. For example, you can write about summer vacation. You can write about Dasai vacation. Or you can also talk about term breaks that you have in your school after examinations. Similarly, you can talk about any month there. My parents decided to take me to Pokhara. I have written Pokhara here, but you can write the place that your parents took you, or you can talk about the other activities that you did to spend your vacation. Here I have chosen the activity that you went to visit some place, but you can think of other activities too. And instead of Pokhara, even if you are writing in this way, you can choose next place instead of Pokhara if you have visited any. For example, you can talk about Ilam, you can talk about Kathmandu, or you can talk about Lumbini and many more. Similarly, you can begin your next paragraph in this way. First, we took a bus for Pokhara from the bus park. So this is your first event. Then what happened next? You keep on adding, and as suggested before, you conclude or you write finally what happened. So in this way, I hope you can do this task. Dear students, in today's lesson, we talked about different transition words and their use. I hope you can use them in your writing or when you speak. Thank you very much. Namaste and bye-bye.